Hey everybody, what's up? It's TJ. You guys, I don't even know where to begin. I just want to catch you guys up, let y'all know how things went. I still don't have results yet. So last Wednesday morning, which was a week ago, we had to be there at 7 a.m. And it took a while just for them to prep me. You guys, I didn't realize it was such a huge deal to do this, okay? It is a huge deal. That's why they kept saying it was a surgery, okay? So I'm laying there and I'm getting, I'm ready and everything, and I'm waiting. A nurse comes in, she starts taking all kinds of information, into the computer, and then another nurse comes in and she's hooking up the IV and all that stuff. She leaves and she comes back. She says, "I'm going to give you something to relax." I'm like, oh boy, here we go. So she puts it in my IV, of course. And I remember them telling my husband where he needed to go to wait. And I remember being wheeled to the OR and going in. And that's when I started getting scared, because that was a pretty serious looking operating room, y'all. I mean, I was like, oh my gosh, this is like for real. They get me in there. They rolled my bed next to another bed, and I remember them helping me get onto the other bed. After that, I don't remember nothing. I don't know what the heck they did, but she said that was something to relax me. I don't know what. They may have stuck something in my IV right afterward. I don't know what happened, but I was out. Anyway, I woke up in the room that I was originally getting ready in. And I was okay. I couldn't talk. But other than that, I was fine. You guys, when I got home, I think I laid down for a little bit and I woke up. Still couldn't talk. But I was in so much pain. Y'all, it was horrible. I told my husband later on, I said, if I didn't know any better, I'd think that somebody took me by my feet and threw me all over that doggone operating room. From here to the top of my rib cage, I could not move. It hurt so bad. I was in so much pain. And my calves. Why my calves? My husband was helping me get in and out of bed. He was helping, everything. And I would get up and start moving around after he was, got me up and everything. And my husband's like, "You need to take it easy." I said, in a whisper, "If I stop, I'm going to hurt. So I got to keep moving." So it took about 4 days for that to go away. It was god awful, y'all. I don't know what in the world they'd done to me. I had bruises all over this arm where it looked like they had strapped something to my arm, and it bruised me really bad. I have no clue. I mean, I understand being sore through all out here and in my back and everything because of it was my throat. But my legs, that was so weird. And it took longer for my legs to stop hurting than it did everything else. I was walking with a walker, y'all. It was so bad. a walker. So Sunday, it was Monday. Okay, so Sunday, I was listening to Bigfoot's show that he does, and let's dig deeper. And you guys, Bigfoot is another channel, and he has also a channel where he goes over the Bible and stuff like that. And his channel is called Dig Deeper. And I'm pretty sure I have a link to his channel on my front page, whatever in the world you call that. I've been out of the loop for so long, it's crazy. I'm very good. Me and his wife are like best friends. That's how I know him. So I was listening to that, and while I was listening to it, I still couldn't talk. That was on Sunday. I was devastated because I couldn't talk. My dad comes over, and while I was trying to say in the chats that I just want to be able to talk. I can't boss anybody around y'all if I can't talk. My mouth is dry. Oh my gosh. So my dad comes over and he says, I got something for you. I said, okay. And he's looking in his wallet in the part where he keeps money at. I said, well, what is it? I'll help you look for it. He said, it's a prayer cloth. I said, really? He said, yeah. So I'm helping him look for it. And of course, me joking around with my dad, I pulled out a $10 bill. I said, here it is. I found it. He started laughing, but then I spotted it. I said, is that it, Daddy? He said, yeah, that's it. So he tells me, he says, put this under your pillow and just have faith. And what a prayer cloth is the whole church prays over it and they anoint it. Okay, that's what it is. I know some people are going to question religion, faith, all that stuff. You guys, I'm not a religion. I just know that I love God and Jesus is my Savior. That's what I know. Okay? But the church that my dad attends is, I think, a Baptist. I'm not real sure. But they're good, all good people. So, Bigfoot closes the show out with a prayer. And he's, saying all these prayers for everybody, and mine is one of them. And at about that same time, my dad is leaving because it's getting late for him. My dad can't see worth the crap, y'all. He don't get home before it gets too dark. He might not get home. Doggone police will be calling me saying, your dad done wrecked, something like that. Anyway, so me and my husband, we stay up for a little while. I don't remember what we were doing or anything. And we go to bed. The next morning, my husband's off work on Monday and Tuesday. He had to work all weekend, then he was off on Monday and Tuesday. I'm up and moving around because I'm not hurting anymore and I can do stuff. A couple hours later, my husband gets up and he comes outside and sits with me. At that point, we were still smoking here and there, not a whole lot. Our pact was we finished this and this is it. So he comes out there and we're sitting outside and I start trying to whisper to him and it just comes out, my voice. and I'm running my mouth a million miles an hour. And I said, oh my gosh. I said, I really do hope this is my actual voice coming back. I said, Charlie, I'm talking. He says, I hear. And my mouth was going a million miles a minute. I was so excited. And then when it really sunk in that I was talking, because I went so many days without being able to do anything, I come inside and I thank God for me talking. And I called my daddy. And I told him, I said, Daddy, I said, I'm talking. I said, I was starting to think I was never going to talk again. Because my doctor said, he said, just rest your voice for 48 hours, you'll be good. Boy. Anyway, so after I called my dad, I called Lake Ferry and told her, and we stayed on the phone for a good bit. So I was wearing that thing out. So after that, my voice was spotty. But it's really good right now. I woke up this morning and, with it still being spotty since Monday, this morning I woke up and I've got all this green stuff coming out. Like really thick mucus. And it was coming out of the same side where he had went in with that thing. I couldn't get it to come out this side. I couldn't get it to come out of my throat, out of my mouth. It would only come out here. And a whole bunch of it came out. It was like gross and thick. And after that, I felt so good. So good. You guys, I felt so good that I actually spent time outside and mowed a little bit. And I did that because I was trying to put what I needed to in my garden box that my son built me. I still cough, here and there, but I'm doing so much better, y'all. Like I said, I'm not going to find out until next week my results. My appointment is on the 31st. And you guys, with all the prayer, I'm really hoping that he'll come, I'll go in there and he'll say, I made a mistake. That's what I hope. But I don't know. If not, then I'm just going to buckle down and, be ready for that chemo. So I've been trying to get food and stuff ready in the meantime, because I know that chemo is going to kick my butt. It is. After me experiencing what I did with that procedure, it's going to kick my butt. I was sitting in the garage, and my son was in there. And I was telling him, I said, it hurts so bad. It hurts so bad. And I was hurting so bad. And he looked at me, he said, Mama, he said, you do know that chemo was going to kick your butt. And I said, yeah. And he reaches up and he gets the wheelchair down for me. I had it hanging on the wall of the garage. The wheelchair I have was my mother-in-law's. The walker that I have was my mother-in-law's. And I thank God I kept all that stuff. But everybody else was like, we have too much stuff, let's get rid of it. We got to get rid of stuff. I was like, you're not getting rid of that. I knew then I was going to need it. It was so weird. The wheelchair is dirty, of course. And the armrest of the wheelchair is cracked. And I talked to Lake Ferry about it. And she said she knew a couple of people that could either crochet something, or maybe somebody can actually make a cover for the armrest. So I'm going to show it you guys in this video so that they can see it, okay? So let me go over here. Hopefully you can see everything okay. I'm going to switch this around, okay? Alright, so it's still folded up and still dirty. I haven't done anything, but you see the armrest. It's 10 inches long, 2 inches wide, and about 1.5 inches thick. But whoever does this, I need it to cover it and then secure somehow right here, like maybe a tie or something like that. So yeah, I gotta get my butt back up. Y'all, what'd y'all let me get down on the floor like that for? Oh my gosh. Anywho. So, you guys, that's what I know so far. Look at this. I haven't done anything to myself. Okay? That's from the sun. One of my medications does that to me. So, yeah. You guys, I recently, actually it happened this morning. I am now monetized. I got so many views on that last video that it done my hours back up again. You guys, those of you who are new, I used to be monetized and I had thousands of videos. And things happened. And I had no more interest in doing YouTube for other reasons. So, of course, I got demonetized. And because, because of no activity. That's why. Last night, I actually hit my watch hours. And it takes 5 days for the watch hours to show up. But last night I got it, and my husband helped me apply for it, and this morning it was approved. I wanted to let y'all know that I'm going to be doing more videos. I want to show you guys some of the foods I make to stay healthy. And actually, it's really good food. It's not anything boring or disgusting or anything like that. It's really good food. So, some soups that I have made up myself, smoothies, maybe my turkey burgers, yeah. And, of course, I want to keep you guys updated on how I'm doing. And when I find out things, I will let you guys know. So, in the meantime, you guys take care. I'm going to try to have a good evening. You guys do the same. Love y'all all. Bye-bye.